we are now joined by Mr. B.G. Raghupati. He represents BGR Energy. Mr. Raghupati, what we understand is that the Rajasthan government has scrapped the earlier order which they had given to BHEL, and now BGR Energy is the #1 contender to grab that order.
It is not scrapped, and there was no order on BHEL.
Okay.
The tenders were floated about 1.5 years ago, and BHEL happened to be L1 for both the projects. We were L2. Now the RVUNL, the Rajasthan Power Generation Company, has decided to launch the tender and go for rebid.
Right. Mr. Raghupati, the contract is worth about 12,000 crore rupees and you were the L2 bidder while BHEL was the L1 bidder. Would the contract now automatically then come to you? That's the point that we're trying to understand.
No. The contract is, the tender is for 2 times 660 megawatt for each project. There are 2 projects like that. And it will not come automatically to us. It will be L1 again. They're going to re-tender the bid. And it will open for any of the competitors to become L1. We also have equal chance.
So when will you look at re-tendering the bid?
Well, that the customer has to decide, but I understand they may do it immediately.
And in terms of contours of the new bid, what will change from your perspective?
Well, we have a better chance now. We were L2, we have a chance to become L1.
Given the way how currency...
competition.
Right. What about the Chinese competition for this order, given the way how currency has moved and the fact
no,
that...
sir. They also have followed the cabinet of NTPC tender norms. That is, those who are manufacturing in India can only bid.
Mr. Raghupati, could you also talk a little bit more about the specifications of the order and whether or not you have the bandwidth or the capacity to execute the order as the L2 bidder?
We have the capacity to execute this order. As you know, our capacity that we are building is for 5,000 megawatts per year. And certainly we have the capacity to supply this in the period the customer wants.
Given the way...
We might import some of the components from Japan, but otherwise Japan and Germany from our collaborators.
Mr. Raghupati, given the way how finances have moved for state governments, does it make commercial sense to bid for a state government order?
It certainly makes, because these projects, they achieve financial closure, particularly these Rajasthan tenders, Chapra and Surat projects. They have the coal mine allocation, they have the environmental clearance for the project, they have environmental clearance for the coal mine, and they would achieve financial closure. So it makes really good sense to bid for the state government projects as well.
Mr. Raghupati, finally, if you could leave us with what is the order book pipeline looking like and what's the order book standing at as of date?
Yeah, including the NTPC orders, we expect, we already got 1 order, we will get 4 more orders from BHEL. Our order book would be 16,000 crores.
Right. But in terms of an order book momentum, is there a marked improvement or there is still a sluggish outlook?
This is a very marked improvement over the last year. We have the fresh orders are about 8,500 crores. And so the visibility is for 3 years at an average of 5,000 crores turnover.
Right. Mr. Raghupati, you said that, the re-tendering in this entire order is going to happen immediately. Could you give us an exact date or a timeline?
I'm sorry, ma'am. That's a customer's call. We don't decide anything. That's purely customer's call.
But broadly, if I have to understand the business dynamics for BGR Energy, FY12 was a bad year for machinery companies.
Sorry, I didn't hear you, please.
Right. Mr. Raghupati, my question is that if I have to understand the business dynamics for BGR Energy, the year FY12 was a challenging year for BGR Energy and for the industry because there were the order flow had dried down. Do you think FY13 things will improve drastically?
We have about 22,000 megawatts of orders from NTPC, of tenders from NTPC and state utilities and some IPPs. I think it looks good, in my opinion. It looks good for the PTG manufacturers, EPC contractors.
Right, and right, Mr. Raghupati, allow me to revisit our earlier part of our conversation. Is there a reason why Rajasthan government has decided not to go ahead with BHEL, because BHEL after all was the L1 bidder?
I wouldn't know, because
I'm losing your voice there, sir. You'll have to repeat yourself.
Maybe they like to get a better price. After the NTPC tender, the prices are really very competitive. It could be. I don't know the reason.
So, which means...
We'll ask the customer.
Right, which means that when you will be re-tendering for the Rajasthan government order, you are likely to cut your tender price?
I don't know. We have to do the costing again. That's a question which I cannot answer at the moment.